Welcome to this week's episode of Primetime Football. I'm your host, Sam Oko, with my co-host, Alex Valerio. Let's start from the top. Champions League football.
So many games?
So many
good games.
Yeah, okay.
I think we start off with Barcelona, Man City. 2-0 win for Barcelona.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
Do you think there's any hope that Man City might turn away, maybe score 3 goals away?
The thing is, if they played in Barcelona and Barcelona beat them 2-0, they're at home. They would probably have the advantage going into the home game, in England.
Yeah.
But it was vice versa. So I don't think in any way that they're going to be able to score 3 goals against Barcelona at home.
But I feel like they certainly have the attacking power to pull off such an upset. I mean, Barcelona is not really the same Barcelona from like 2 years ago.
No, they're not.
They're slightly weaker. But I think Manchester City have to go attack from the very first minute and try to push Barcelona and try to make Barcelona make some mistake. One of the main reasons why Barcelona ended up scoring 2 goals, which really shouldn't have happened, is because Man City allowed Barcelona to have possession of the ball for a good portion of the game, and that effect led to the goals.
I mean, I think the decline in the game started when Messi got tripped right outside the 18, and it was a bad call on the ref's part to give them the PK. Messi scored the PK. That just, bring down like the whole game, and they lost confidence, unfortunately.
Speaking of Manchester teams, let's talk about Manchester United versus Olympiacos.
Yeah.
What should we start from that?
Well, my prediction was that Man United was going to lose. As much as I am a Man United fan, they're going to lose, and they did so rightfully. And they suck.
But is it? I mean, I think it's just adding salt to the wound now. I think Moyes is just kind of sort of looking at his clock, thinking, when is the summer transfer window going to open? Because he just needs a whole lot of new players.
Well, he's thinking, how many more records can I break for United? So how many more losses can I have in a year? That's literally what he's trying to do. Because it was horrid. It was a disgusting game. There were players tripping on their own feet. It was that bad. Oh, I mean, so there's really not much I can say. Olympiacos, they'll probably make it through to the next leg, but they won't make it past that. But speaking of another good club, we're going to go Chelsea. Okay. So Chelsea, I know you like that.
They played against Galatasaray. Didier Drogba's first time at Stamford Bridge since he left.
Yeah.
About, I think 2 years ago? No, about a year and a half. To be 2
years ago.
Yeah, just about. The game ended up with a 1-1 draw. Quite surprised. Well, not really surprised. I wouldn't say that. I mean, yes, Chelsea scored within the first 10 minutes. Fernando Torres, didn't expect him to score, I'm not going to lie.
No, me neither.
And the game, they let Galatasaray slowly get back into the game. They kind of like lost out. They weren't doing their attacking duties as much.
They were. In the first 15 to 20 minutes, Chelsea was shutting down every single Galatasaray attack. Yeah. And then after that first goal, there's a slight decline, and they just let them get back in the game, just like you were saying, and then that played out for basically the rest of the match. A very boring game, by the way, very boring.
Really just dragged out.
It dragged.
But on the positive note, they didn't lose, so Chelsea has one away goal.
Now Chelsea has to go, back to.
The next game is at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
So all Chelsea have to go.
They have to go home, and they have to get out. They said 0-0. 0-0, and they'll be good.
I don't think that's enough though. I think they should go into the game hoping to win because you.
Well, Mourinho's going to go in defensive. Yeah. I think he's going to go in defensive. So what, like a 4-3-3? Okay. That's more defensive than he usually plays, right? So, I mean, it depends. But let's get out of the Premier League teams. Let's go to Spanish teams.
Okay.
Well, back over to Spanish teams, and Atletico Madrid. I mean, it was an easy game.
Surprise?
No, because I do not like Milan. I don't like Italian teams in general. Yeah. And I think that Atletico Madrid deserved the win. Diego Costa with the goal in the 83rd minute got them the win. I think it's going to play over to the next leg, and they'll probably go in 1-0 again.
So you have Atletico Madrid making it to the quarterfinals.
Making it to quarterfinals, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. The other game that got played is Real Madrid.
So I'm partially biased to Real Madrid. No, actually fully biased to Real Madrid.
Okay.
But a 6-1 demolition of Schalke. Demolition.
I mean, what else were you expecting?
I said they were going to run train, and they ran train. Yeah. They're 27 unbeaten streak. 27. Okay.
It's Schalke though.
It's Schalke, but still 27 game win streak against. I think it was the last time they lost was when they lost to Barcelona. In Barcelona. That's the last time they lost, and they've won every single game after that or drawn. so they still haven't lost. They're like on a, I think it's a 10 to 12 win streak right now. But Schalke 6-1 demolition. They had the BBC, as I like to call it, Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano Ronaldo. 2 goals apiece, and it's probably the best looking attack team right now in the UCL.
I'm actually quite surprised at how well Benzema is playing, because usually he has 2 or 3 games that he plays really well and just disappears.
And then comes back up and goes back down.
But I'd be really surprised if Real Madrid don't make it to the next level. If they don't make it to the quarterfinals, I don't know what would happen.
I'd be very sad. And I think if they make it to at least the semis, if they win in the semis, they're winning the whole thing.
So you have Real Madrid winning the Champions League
this year. Yes. Okay. Normally I wouldn't say that, even as a fan, I wouldn't say that. But I think they're on all cylinders right now, and they're flying, and I think they're gonna truck through everybody.
I'm going to stick with my Chelsea.
Chelsea, but I would love to see our 2 teams face out in the final.
I mean, I think
very enjoyable, I hope.
That might happen.
That may happen.
I really
that, or at least the semis or the quarters. So the only team, the team really no one cares about, PSG. So they.
Why do you say that? I mean, they have Ibrahimovic.
Okay, and
nobody else.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing.
He's the main attraction.
So with that said, he did get 2 goals. Okay. And I forget the other 2 people that scored, but I mean, I wasn't expecting anything else against Bayern. That's normal. I think they'll get in the next round. Yeah. And depending who they play, if they play Olympiacos, they'll probably advance. Ibrahimovic is going to put them through. And if they get someone like Real Madrid, which I hope they do, so it can be another Ima versus Ronaldo, that would be awesome. And then if they do get anyone besides them, they're done.
I think the way the games are set up right now, we have the possibility of having a really good matchups in both the quarterfinals and semifinals. Usually these games don't light up until the semifinals. That's when you find, over the last couple of years, you'd find AC Milan playing Barcelona or Barcelona playing Chelsea. I think we might be treated as something like that a lot sooner. So the next round is really good.
I think the UEFA doesn't want that, because they want the most views in the final. That's really what the final match is about, is getting views on TV. So they'll try and move it around so like the biggest teams get there, so that most people watch. Right. So in the final or in semifinals, who do you have going through? To that point.
Semifinals. Well, they haven't done the draw yet, so it's kind of hard to pick.
But who do you think is going to go through no matter who they play?
Well, I expect. So the 4 teams I expect to be in the semifinals: Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Chelsea.
And then the Chelsea, maybe.
But see, it's such a tough question to ask, because you have to watch and see
for the draw.
Yeah, for the draw.
Yeah, but I mean that would be my ideal. Actually, yeah, those would be my ideal teams to be in the semis. Right. And then we forgot about Dortmund and Petersburg. Dortmund obviously goes through, easy game, 4-2. Not much more to say.
All right, let's segue now to Premier League news.
So
Chelsea's in first place. About 60 points. It's a really tight top 4 race to the finish.
Arsenal, I think, are going to slowly start declining now. Man City's going to pull ahead, and Liverpool's going to pull ahead. So I see Arsenal finishing anywhere between 4th and 5th by the end of the season.
What? Yeah. Really? I mean, they're only 1 point away.
But I see it. It's going to happen. So, have you seen the arguments that Ozil is having right now? His disrespect to the fans, the coaches yelling at him. I think there's going to be a little bit of bickering going on, and then that's going to end it.
But I feel I'd hope that at the end of once they get knocked out of the Champions League, which is really going to happen, they would, in terms of getting a silverware for the season, their best chance would be the Premier League. So I feel like I have an opinion that once we get into April, the players would get more focused, and that'll be it.
Fair enough. I mean, then we have Man United, which is currently in 6th. So basically, when Everton inevitably gets the next 3 points, next point even, they'll surpass the next 2 spots and take that 6th place spot, and Man U probably go down to 7th.
It's crazy though. It's crazy. We might be looking at Manchester United not being in the Champions League next season and featuring the Europa League.
I hope it doesn't come, but it's very possible.
All right. Let's look at the games happening this weekend.
This week.
Is there anything that jumps out?
Anything jumps out? Literally, I think Liverpool and Southampton. It's going to be a Liverpool game, obviously. I think Liverpool's going to pull with a 3. I think so. And then Chelsea, Fulham, obviously Chelsea. Newcastle, Hull,
Well,
Stoke,
you're just
Arsenal.
picking favorites.
I'm not picking favorites. That's how it's going to go.
No, I think Southampton's going to win.
You think
But,
Southampton's
yeah,
gonna win?
It's not going to be a 4-0 win.
Luis Suarez is going to eat them and then spit them back out.
But they have Shawcross and they have a
Okay.
couple of players.
All
I
right.
mean, they're a solid team. They have Victor Wanyama in the midfield. If he can get in the game, control the midfield, I think he can shut down Liverpool's attack. So I have Southampton winning.
Southampton
Maybe
winning.
2-1. I mean, 2-1. Put that down.
I mean, the Chelsea going to win. You give me that one.
I can't even say, but they don't have a striker, so I don't know where the goals are going
Oh,
to come
Etu's making $130,000 a week. I'm sure he can score.
No, I mean,
something and
but-
buy socks.
Yeah, I think the pressure is on Chelsea because they have to stay at the top, or that's it.
Well,
basically.
Mourinho is known for being able to keep his team together
Right.
in these pressured spots, and
Okay.
I think he'll do just that.
So I have Chelsea winning 2-0. Let's put that down.
Okay,
That's it.
That's fine. And then Newcastle going to win Hull.
I'm not even sure about that. I think Newcastle, but both teams haven't been really that strong this season, so I don't know.
Fair enough. I don't know. We'll see. It
It might end up being a draw.
So I guess right now it's time for meme of the week.
All right.
Sam, your pick.
My pick for meme of the week. I like the Ronaldo one that popped up. I just saw yesterday. Basically, it's it's a bunch of Schalke players trying to tie him down.
Trying to time down just like the ogre.
Here, take a look.
Yeah, take a look. Well, that was also one of my favorite memes, which he stole from me
Whoa,
because I am the Ronaldo
I
fan
called
here.
dibs, though.
Okay, fine. But we're going to look at 17 again. This is a good meme. If you don't know, this Joseph Manala, he's actually 17, but it looks like he's like 45. So let's take a quick look.
You know, Alex, for a 17-year-old, he looks really old.
He does.
Old enough to be my dad.
Yep.
I didn't know Gatorade made age-reversing drinks.
Yeah, so basically we're two, and if he's 17, we're two. There's no way around it.
Now, that's all we have for you on this week's episode of Primetime Football. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
We'll see you next week.